in the wake of the Bostock ruling by the Supreme Court, presumably LGBTQ people, among other protected classes, religion, race, gender, cannot be denied housing or work or a whole host of things based upon the mere fact that they are LGBTQ. But that doesn't prevent states from passing bills that inhibit their rights because of the federal judiciary, which can sometimes rule against them, despite the fact that the Supreme Court has ruled this way. Now, ultimately, it would make its way up there, but maybe they start to carve out exceptions. Who knows? We're seeing that certainly in the context of abortion law. We have multiple states that have passed anti-abortion statutes to test just how far the Supreme Court will go when it comes to rolling back a woman's right to choose. Here is Dana Bash and Asa Hutchinson on CNN State of the Union. Clip number 13.
This month, you signed a near total abortion ban into law in your state. Under the law, abortions are only permitted when necessary to save the life of a mother. There are no exceptions in cases of rape or incest. And even when you signed it, you said you had reservations about the law, saying that it violates Supreme Court precedent. So to be clear, did you sign this bill because you hope that it'll be a vehicle for the Supreme Court to look at overturning Roe v. Wade?
Yes, that was the whole design of the law. It is not constitutional under Supreme Court cases right now. And I did prefer a rape and incest exception. I didn't get a vote on that. And so I signed it because it is a direct challenge to Roe versus Wade. That was the intent of it. I think there's a very narrow chance that the Supreme Court will accept that case, but we'll see. And again, I would prefer, it's been my historic position that the three exceptions would be rape, incest, and the life of the mother. But this is a direct challenge to Roe versus Wade, and that's the intent of the legislation.
Governor Asa Hutchinson, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
You know, I don't understand why they have any type of exceptions. I mean, if the idea is that it is, this is abortion in their minds is murder. In the context of rape or incest, there's no like self-defense, function of this. I mean, if you're committing murder as from their perspective, because of past, I don't know, like you can't go out and kill somebody because they...
Well, haven't they tried that before? Basically full abortion bans, and they've gotten struck down. So now they're doing, just a little bit of a different flavor.
Well, in this instance, they didn't. I mean, I think it's more a political thing. They know, this is the inconsistency though, right? This is the inconsistency of that position. They know that the American public, they understand that it makes it that much more draconian. It brings to light the sort of like what you're doing is you're forcing women to carry to term. And then it's just a question of a negotiation as to whether we as a society believe that there are times where we think it's okay not to force you to have a child. It also is a tip as to the fact that it is a punishment. There is a sort of it's your responsibility. Like we're deeming that you need to learn your lesson. If you're going to have sex willingly and choose to have sex, then you need to suffer the consequences, right? I mean, that's what it is. You need to suffer the consequences. And that imposition is really brought out starkly. Really, in both instances, it seems to me. But
and I am fascinated by the darkly fascinated by, I guess, the strategy here, because we're seeing McConnell flirt potentially with not running for re-election, right? He's trying to line
Or
up his
maybe even
successor,
resign.
or maybe even resigning. One can only hope. And there's a sense that the Republicans have pushed all of their chips in, and a lot of what they focused their energy on was stacking the Supreme Court with these conservative justices, and now it's the time to strike. And so that's what we're seeing here
Without
in
doubt.
Arkansas. Like, we've done all we can, and so now let's see how far we can push this, as you said. And they're openly saying it because what else do they have to lose? This is the time for them to finally try to cash in, and that should be a scary prospect for people.
Yep. And there's going to be more of this, and this could go on for quite some time. They're going to keep sending cases up there, and what will happen is the Supreme Court will take a case. It may not overturn Roe in that case. It may start allowing for a broader set of exceptions, or they will signal this case was not the case to bring us because it doesn't have this element or that element, or it doesn't lack this element, or it does lack this element. And through their dicta, their explanation of their ruling, they will signal to future plaintiffs which cases we want to decide this. I mean, that is the way that the Supreme Court works.